Salutations everyone, this is Razor bringing you some Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls action here with the new Crusader class. It just dropped yesterday. I didn't get into the beta, so this was all stuff that I did yesterday. I played a little bit, and by that I mean I'm about to kill Diablo here. So level 33, nothing special. She's a hot blonde, so I named her Negri. Just seemed fitting. Friend of mine. So none of this is really going to be special. Obviously it's not even level 60 because I'm only level 33, but you know, I got 3 legendaries right now. The most I had at one time was 6, but you know, you find better stuff. As far as how this class handles, it's you always have a shield. That's basically how this character class is set up. The Crusader does not get a 30% defense boost that the Barbarian and the Monk gets, which makes sense for them because they're close quarter fighters, and so is the Crusader, but that is helped a little bit by the fact that you pretty much always have a shield. You can't use a two-handed weapon, but you can also use a two-handed weapon with a shield, with one of the first passives that you unlock. This one right here. You get a two-handed weapon in your main hand while bearing a shield in your offhand with a penalty of losing 15% of your maximum movement speed. So the passives are pretty run-of-the-mill. None of them are very useful until... I mean, this righteousness is pretty nice. Increase maximum wrath. You start with 100, as most classes do. So that's very nice. That one's useful. Most of these not that great, especially so early on when you don't have to worry about defense or lifesteal or dying that much. But a lot of your attacks, as well as your passives, have to do with your block chance. So it really... wants you to have a shield. That's kind of what this class is based on, is you have a shield. So I mean, you're gonna need the extra defense since you don't get that defense boost. But to mitigate this, I use the Justice as my primary attack, which is a bit of a long range. You hurl a Hammer of Justice, much like your throwing axe in the Barbarian class, and it's 175 weapon damage, and it's pretty useful. It's pretty fast. That's useless. I don't really know how to get that one. This one is what I use for the most of the time, just because it does so much more damage, and when you increase that, this has a lot to do with block damage. You get a lot of like extra bonus damage multiplied by your block chance, so that's what a lot of skills have to do with your shield, so obviously it wants you to have a shield. Right now I'm using Burst on this thing just for some lightning procting, which works really well. I like it a lot, and I'm sure... You know, I mean, obviously that's going to be a lot better, and probably some of these as well. Some lifesteal on this one. That's pretty nice. Or not lifesteal, but they wouldn't do that after all the stuff that they patched. Shield Bash is the first thing you get, and it's very useful. Even the first rune I'm still using right now. Of course, I'm sure my skill, my class build is going to look completely stupid and a couple days in a week when everyone figures out, you know, what skills to use, what runes to use. But you can do this Mystical Flail. That's pretty decent, good damage. I just like the Shield Basket. It does more damage, and it also charges, much like your Monk's number 2 attack, except it's not charge based, it's wrath based. And you start with 100 wrath, but one of my passives gives me an extra 30, so definitely recommend that. All of these are pretty good. You can't really go wrong. I mean, obviously use the ones that you have better runes for. So like Fist of Heavens, I just got this to just zap enemies. So, I mean, all of them do pretty good damage. It just, I don't know. We'll figure it out in due time, which is the best. You can do Shield Cross for some more AoE damage. I just like a unidirectional attack more often. Shield Glare, like none of these I find very useful at all. This one just blinds your enemies for 30 yards, and then they can take 20% more damage, or you can have them charmed, which is really never something that's useful, or gain extra wrath, so that's always nice if you're not using other skills that increase your wrath pool. It just increases you know, your defense. Consecration, it spills out a 20-yard radius that will heal you a little bit, and then Judgment traps people. It traps your enemies for 6 seconds, and then yeah. I don't know. I just like the Shield Glare. I know what it does, and it's partly useful, and it's on a cooldown, so it doesn't cost me any wrath. It actually gives me some wrath. So right here, this is your Wrath Generator. This decharge I found completely useless, but I haven't used it that much. This Condemn is pretty nice. It's just massive explosion, but it takes 3 seconds to detonate in your immediate vicinity. Phalanx is what we saw used a lot in like the tutorials to show us what this character does, but I haven't really used it yet because it does nowhere near the damage that Condemn does. And it's just really good for AoE when you're just getting swarmed, especially by rows of champions. None of this stuff I find very useful as well. It's your 4 attack, pretty decent. Get some lightning damage here. This one's pretty nice, very unique. Explode with the power of your order, blah blah blah, attack speed, increased wrath generation. The first time you take fatal damage, you will return to full health. That's pretty crazy, but a 90 cooldown second is a big penalty. So I don't see many people using that. So yeah, these are my passives. Not of them very useful. I'm using Righteousness, more Wrath generation. I get some more better block amounts, you know, whatever. And of course, Wrathful heals you 18 life for each Wrath spent. So definitely very useful no matter what you're playing on. So let's see how she works in action. Gonna go ahead and slay a dragon right now. Take down Diablo, the Lord of Terror. So yeah, he gets trapped. And I basically will go 1, 2, 3. You know, in most cases on my skills, I'll blind them. They'll proc them for extra damage, and then I'll detonate myself in 3 seconds. And by the time my Wrath is all the way down, that's when I'll hit my number 3 skill, which will increase my attack speed, which will help me regenerate that Wrath more, especially combined with my passive. Diablo is just talking his dick off, so I'm going to go ahead and take him out right here. Get blinded, and just going to a couple of shield bashes. Get ready to explode. It's got a pretty good blast radius too, except, you know, when they run away from it, but it doesn't matter because my primary, which is super duper strong, is this good old hammer throw. It's pretty funny actually, because by the time I unlocked the old hammer throw, I had the Odin's Son legendary mace, which was funny because I was like Thor, just throwing my hammer at people. It was pretty snazzy. All right, I got him dizzy here. Oh, he's gonna go ahead and take me to the realm. So he takes me to the good old Shadow Realm. Tells me a bunch of shit. I'm like, fuck you, bitch, hard the cards. Then he disappears, throws a shadow at me, and I take her out. No problem. As far as like how the Crusader has handled throughout the playthrough, from, you know, the beginning of the campaign all the way down here to the end, she was pretty weak, pretty darn weak when you compare her to other classes toward the beginning, when it came to like her defense and her life and her attack power. But by the time I killed Magda, I had a pretty good weapon. And once you get a good weapon with this setup, and especially once you get that hammer throw, you just start wrecking bitches. I'm talking like one-shotting every minion you come across. So, you know, not as good as the Monk as far as like versatility and just sheer damage and speed. And doesn't get, you know, the same defense boost as the Monk or the Barbarian, but it can hold its own a little bit better than the Shadow Hunter because of, you know, the strength and the defense and the shield that the Crusader just is meant to have. So he's gonna talk something about his Millennium Eye or some bullshit, and then he's gonna go roar and make an earthquake or something. I don't give a shit. I'm not scared. I lived on a fault line for years, bitch. So I'm going to throw a hammer. He's going to be dizzy. I'm going to go ahead and throw my Conviction on him. That puts pretty awesome damage. Both my 2 and 4 attacks will take out pretty much any large group of enemies, even champions, you know, after a little bit of whittling down. So I'm going to cage. He's going to toss me around. Of course, you know, on normal, you know, you don't really have to worry about life or defense or dying that much because it's not really that hard. It'll be interesting to see how she handles in like expert. Oh shoot! I thought he was thought he's dead. I'm just gonna let him suffer for a little bit here. Play with my food like a good old kitty cat that I am. So he's gonna die, then his body's gonna fucking teleport all the way up here. And just gonna wait for his body to just pop up over here. So that's pretty much the Crusader class, in a nutshell, really. Hopefully he's going to drop 2 legendaries for me here. I heard that they changed it. I don't know if it was a 2.0 patch or one after that, but every boss drops 2 legendaries now, which apparently is how the console worked. So I don't know about that. Sounds legit, but I don't know. I'm not the most knowledgeable Diablo player. But let me know if you want to see more. I'm sorry there's no audio. There's just no way for me to record audio through the game because just tech stuff. So let me know if you guys like to see more Diablo stuff or like an update once I get her to level 60 or 70 or whatever. And if you want to see like a let's play of me taking down Mathael in the Reaper of Souls expansion pack. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment and I will see you next time.